Let's get to the point. Improving your negotiation skills will improve your life. That's a pretty bold statement. It's true. You'll get better outcomes. Now, you're not going to get what you want every time you negotiate. You're not going to win every one. But you'll get a better, more constructive process that you'll have confidence in that will lead to better outcomes more often in outcomes that meet real needs. Let's face it, folks, you negotiate every day. You negotiate with people all day long in different environments over lots of different things. Some of the issues are small, some are big, some are simple, some are complex, but you do it all day long. And you know what I find fascinating? It's one of those basic life skills that we never actually get training in. Think about it. We go to school, we learn how to diagram a sentence. When was the last time you diagrammed a sentence? Okay. We negotiate every day, we never get training. How do we learn? Well, we learn by observation. We watch our parents, we watch Uncle Charlie throw a fit at the auto dealership. We learn by trial and error. We probably adopt a style that matches our personality. Let's talk about those styles, and I want you to think about your style. First one's avoidance. There's 4 of them. The first one is avoidance. Those are folks that don't like conflict, don't like disagreements. They don't engage. Actually, if you don't engage, there's no process, there's no best possible outcome to a negotiation. In fact, the outcome is pretty much decided for you if you don't engage. The second one's accommodation. Very similar to avoidance. These people don't engage, they give in, they acquiesce to the other party. And by the way, if your spouse is upset with you, accommodating is a very good strategy. But it leads to lopsided outcomes. And there's another byproduct to it, a side effect, that if you have an ongoing relationship with the person that you're negotiating with, it leads to resentment. I gave in. It builds resentment. Not healthy for ongoing relationships. Third one is compromise. I'll meet you halfway. I'll split the difference with you. How about 50-50? It's simple, it's effective, it's quick, but it probably doesn't always lead to the best possible outcome. Maybe you're only half fulfilled. The fourth one is competitive. This is the style that gives negotiation a bad name. This is the style of why people don't like to negotiate, because it's competitive. It's a win-lose proposition. And it's not conducive to maintaining or building relationships. Let me pause there and tell you a quick story about 2 people negotiating over one orange. They both want it very bad. Our 2 avoiders never get around to dealing with the issue that there's one orange that's got to be divided up between the 2 of them. And actually, they wait so long that the orange rots. It's no good to either of them. Same thing happens with our accommodators, is that they're so busy accommodating the other party and wanting them to have the orange that they never get around to dealing with it. And again, the orange spoils and they never use it. Our compromisers, you know exactly what they do. They reach an agreement in a matter of minutes. We're going to cut it in half. And they go away proud that they got it done so quickly with half an orange. Our competitors, well, they're pretty aggressive with each other. In fact, they get mad, they resort to name calling. In fact, they throw the orange at each other. They ruin the orange, and they never speak to each other again. Is there a better way? Well, you bet. It's called interest-based negotiation. Interest-based negotiators ask questions. They clarify. They reframe the statements that the other party makes to make sure they understand where the other party's coming from and what their needs are and what their interests are. Interest-based negotiators are tough on the problem or the issue, not on the people, the other party. They generate ideas. They explore options. They use objective criteria. What they're interested in is a win-win outcome. So let's go back to our story with the orange. Our interest-based negotiators have a dialogue. They talk, they explore options. And lo and behold, come to find out that one of them wants to eat the orange. They're hungry. They want to share it with their family. And the other one wanted the orange peel because they have a recipe that requires an orange peel. It's a win-win outcome. Now, I'm not going to stand here in front of you and tell you that all negotiations are that easy and that the outcomes are that obvious. They're not. Also, a lot of negotiations don't go as planned. So let me give you a couple helpful hints on how to plan for a negotiation. First thing, leave your emotions, check them at the door. They will get in the way. You will not get good outcomes. Secondly, I want you to identify in advance your wish, your want, and your walk positions. I wish I could get this. Boy, if I got all this in this negotiation, it'd be Christmas morning for me. It'd be great. I'd be ecstatic. I want this. I'd be completely satisfied if I got this. And finally, I'd be okay with this, but anything less than that, I gotta walk. Walk to what? I want you to determine what your BATNA is. BATNA. It's your best alternative to a negotiated agreement. It's what you're going to walk away to. It gives you confidence, and it gives you leverage. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is what if you end up with a party who's a competitive negotiator, who's using some of those unsavory tactics. What do you do with it? Well, I want you to think about the martial arts, and I want you to use some negotiation jujitsu. I want you to use it against them. And I don't mean use the same tactic, but I want you to take that tactic and reflect it back to them. I want you to name it. I want you to label it. I want you to call them on it and say, look, Greg, I know you're doing this. I see it loud and clear. You're coming right at me with it. It's not going to work. Stop doing it, please. I don't care. Hopefully that disarms them. If it doesn't, then I want you to be a traffic cop. I want you to stop the traffic. I want you to stop the discussion and say, look, this isn't working for me. I don't appreciate it. I want to establish some boundaries or some guidelines. Hopefully that'll work. If not, then I want you to invoke the third party. I want you to get a third party in and to say, look, this isn't working for me. I want to have another party in, at the very least, to moderate and facilitate our discussion. Perhaps mediate an outcome, or perhaps arbitrate an outcome. Let me close with this. I'm going to make you a promise. I guarantee you, each of you, that if you practice and incorporate these skills into your daily negotiations, you will get better outcomes. And you'll gain the respect of the other people that you deal with because they know that you respect them. And it'll improve your life. Good luck in your next negotiation. Thank you.